Am L the asshole for showing no sympathy to my brother and my soon-to-be ex-wife after the loss of their baby? I'm getting divorced from my wife, and I'll call her my wife for clarity, of a decade and a half. We have 3 kids together, 2 school-aged and 1 preschool-aged child. The last 2 years of our marriage were rough, and I had no idea why. She pretended things were all good when talking to me, but complained about me to her family and friends nonstop. When I told her she could talk to me, she was saying her family and friends were just trying to stir some shit, and she wouldn't say I was lazy and ignored her, which was a lot of what I was told. She said we'd get back to normal once all 3 kids were in school and we had more time for us. Then I found out she was having an affair with my brother. I found out via his ex-girlfriend, who sent a photo of them kissing outside my brother's place. He broke up with her before the affair was revealed, but he said a lot of shit about her, and how she was paranoid and didn't trust him, and she was proven to be right. When my wife said she was pregnant, I knew the baby was my brother's, and there was 0 way for me to be the father. She tried to tell everyone she didn't know, but the 3 of us knew. She knew we hadn't had sex in years. She was using the baby to try and make me more agreeable, but I told her our marriage was over and I filed for divorce. She moved in with my brother and tried to take the kids, but I stopped her because he lives almost 3 hours away, and our school-age kids were not going to be able to make a 3-hour each-way drive to school. Temporary custody was granted to me, with visitation being granted to her. My parents were shocked and angry at my brother when I told them. He tried giving me shit for making them go after him and her when she was pregnant. I muted him because I didn't want to hear the BS, but I also wanted to make sure everything in the divorce and custody went smoothly, and I hope to maintain primary custody, so I'll need to show they are better off with me. My parents did end up accepting them as a couple. I said I could understand them not giving up a child and grandchild, but I didn't want to hear about them. They said they respected this. A few weeks ago, my wife had a stillborn baby. She and my brother blamed me for all the stress I put her under. She said being apart from our kids as much as she is was the biggest cause of her miscarriage, and she sent a lot of vile texts and I replied to none of them. He also sent a number of them, which I documented with hers. My parents came over to tell me about what happened and were shocked that I knew. They asked what I had said to my brother and wife. I told them nothing. I said I wasn't going to offer any sympathy to either of them after they did this dirty on me and fucked up my children and I lives. My parents tried to talk about the loss and the baby and everything surrounding it, but I shut it down and told them I was not going to be their shoulder to cry on nor their listening ear. I said my wishes were to not hear anything about my brother or wife. This had not changed because they lost their baby. They left my house angry, and it took a couple of weeks for them to reach out again. They asked if I would be so rude to them again, and I said if they tried to talk about this, then yes.